the Imagine Cup.
It is a great initiative that will help the national cause of developing a knowledge-based economy.
A new revolution in technology is on the way through, and our contribution will be marked for future generations.
We want to represent Pakistan in the next stage.
We are the architect for the world of tomorrow.
With every passing year, the quality of projects are improving. There is a variation in technology, and our students are getting exposure to global market.
We have worked hard on our project. Here is hoping it excites the audience. Best of luck, Pakistan. You have a lot of potential.
They told us it would be difficult.
But as you know,
Dream it, build it.
Program will be live broadcasted on Higher Education TV channel with the collaboration of University, HSC and Microsoft. वेलकम बैक व्यूअर्स, आप देख रहे हैं हायर एजुकेशन टीवी चैनल और मैं हूं आपकी होस्ट शुमाइला। आज हम यहां पे मौजूद हैं इमेजिन कप 2019 के नॉर्थ रीजनल फाइनल्स के लिए और यहां पे कंपटीशन जारी और सारी है। जिस तरह से आपने ब्रेक पे जाने से पहले देखा, काफी पार्टिसिपेंट्स यहां पे अपने आइडियाज को मनवाने के लिए आ रहे हैं हमारे जजेस के सामने। साथ साथ मैं ये भी गुड न्यूज बताती चलूं कि हमें ज्वाइन किया है स्टूडियोज में फरीद मलिक साहब ने, जो CEO हैं कॉमटेल सिस्टम से। अस्सलाम वालेकुम, कैसे हैं सर? We welcome you to this event.
Thank you very much.
अच्छा, कैसा आपको फील हो रहा है एक नई इनोवेशन और एक नया जो इमेजिन कप लेके आ रहा है, एक नया प्लेटफॉर्म, तो उसके बारे में आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
I think it's a brilliant platform for the youngsters because they are the young blood and they have the freshest ideas compared to all of us. और जब वो चीज़ आती है तो उनमें उनको एक प्लेटफॉर्म ऐसा चाहिए होता है जिसपे वो उनको अपने आइडियाज़ को इंसीव करके और उनको प्रेजेंट करें और उनको मेंटर्स जो हैं उनको गाइड करें. And I think it's a credible effort from HSC and Microsoft both.
Yes.
And of course all the universities which are participating and helping them out and mentoring them and guiding them. And I think it's brilliant. And as we commercial organizations, we should always endorse them and we should always give the boost to the youngsters to have this and to be able to give new.
ठीक है व्यूअर्स, यहाँ पे आपको बताती चलूँ कि बाहर भी काफी ज्यादा गेमा गेमी है। हमारे जो कैंडिडेट्स हैं यहाँ पे लाइनअप है और चलते हैं हमारे जो होस्ट है, फील्ड होस्ट अली काजिम की तरफ, देखते हैं क्या एक्साइटमेंट है।
ऑलराइट, सो हमारे साथ एक और कंटेस्टेंट हैं फिलहाल और उनसे हम जानते हैं फिलहाल प्रेजेंटेशन देने से पहले कि वो कैसा फील कर रही हैं। सो हमारे साथ हैं फिलहाल न्यू वाइटल। वालेकुम सलाम। सो मुझे ये बताइए कि क्या एक्साइटमेंट है, क्या प्रिपरेशन है और क्या करने वाली है अंदर जाके?
Well, obviously it's such a prestigious competition, so we're very excited to be selected to present in front of the panel. I've seen that it's a very celebrated panel, so I'm excited. Yeah.
इसका मतलब है कि वाइब्स आ रही हैं आप लोगों के, this is something big.
Yeah, of course, it's something very big.
ही बड़ी की हैं या उसमें आपको लगता है अभी देख के कि it's very big, preparation से ऐसी?
Obviously one never feels 100% confident, but the fact कि जो मैं innovation लेकर आ रही हूँ with my group here today, I think it's enough to cut close. Yeah. All right.
अच्छा, तो मुझे ये बताइए भी टीम कैसे बनी, किस तरह पता चला इमेजिन कप के बारे में, क्या सब हो रहा है?
So we're basically 4 people in our group and 2 of us have come here to present today. हम चारों ने we knew to do something in medical health. We needed to use our degrees of electrical engineering and software engineering and do something in biotech. तो उसकी वजह से we all went to our advisor. We had one common advisor and then he sort of formed us into this one group and basically हमारा objective same था, तो उसकी वजह से हमारा अब group is it's been constructed now.
Imagine कप पे आने के बाद इंशाल्लाह अंदर जो होगा सो होगा. What's your future? What are you looking?
I'm just looking to progress further in my field of electrical engineering and maybe study further in if this project is viable and from the feedback that I get here today, maybe even start a startup and pursue that as well. Yeah.
All right, so best of luck, please. So ये थे जी हमारे एक participant. Let's see कि अंदर कैसा perform करते हैं.
जी व्यूअर्स, तो आपने देखा कितने एक्साइटेड हैं हमारे जो कैंडिडेट्स हैं, पार्टिसिपेंट्स यहाँ पे अपने प्रोजेक्ट्स ला रहे हैं, तो हम इन्हें मौका देते हैं। आमना थी हमारे साथ और मोमिन इनके साथ, इनके टीम मेंबर हैं जो कि प्रेजेंट करने वाले हैं न्यू वाइटल के नाम से एक नया प्रोजेक्ट नस्ट इस्लामाबाद से।
My name is Amna. So our project, NeoVital, Neonatal Vitals Monitoring and Diagnostics. Neonates are infants in the first month of their lives. They are the most susceptible and vulnerable to disease and death. This is because their immune systems are not developed, and something as small as a common cold can quickly metamorphosize into something severe and something fatal. Pakistan has the highest rate of neonatal mortality as per 2018, as per UNICEF's report. So a child right now being born in Pakistan has the worst odds in the world of surviving. So that was a very big reality that when we first read the headline, we knew that we had to do something in this domain. 2/3 of the deaths which occur in the first month are due to preventable causes. So we saw that there is a huge opportunity to make a solution for this project. So the reality that we need to realize is that every year 3 million babies die in the first month of their lives. 99% of these babies belong to developing countries, and 50% of the deaths occur at home. So this begs the need for a home and facility-based medical intervention in newborn care system, which is crucial for fighting neonatal mortality. So developing countries see thousands of deaths every year, and most of which are preventable. What are the 3 main causes? Number 1, lack of skilled care. If we take the example of Nigeria, there's only around 600 pediatricians for around 40 million newborns every year. Insufficient manpower. This is one of the most important reasons. Children in the first month need constant and close monitoring of their vital signs, of their health. A lot of these diseases can be quickly intervened if they are detected earlier. So we have, most of our clinics and our hospitals are understaffed, and we have lots of marginalized communities which are low resource areas, low infrastructure, lack of doctors, lack of medical facilities, and henceforth. Moreover, most of the diseases which are diagnosed in a neonatal intensive care unit or a NICU are easily preventable if their diagnostics or the detection is done early. Our project went the extra mile to try to find the probability of occurrence of 5 of these most prevalent diseases. These include HIE, which is basically oxygen deprivation to the brain of the baby, then hypothermia, then pneumonia. Pakistan actually sees one of the worst rates of pneumonia every year. Annually, 92,000 babies die every year due to pneumonia alone. Then there's bradycardia, which is the abnormal slowing of the heart. And then there's sleep apnea, which has the highest rate of occurrence at a staggering 83% in a neonatal intensive care unit. So basically, then our project sought to work towards the objective to perform real-time health monitoring and diagnosing of neonates against adverse health conditions. Our solution? An anklet that monitors the health of neonate and proposes possible diseases. It aims to be low cost, low power, and low maintenance. And it is a multi-parameter device which measures the respiratory rate, heart rate, oxygen rate, temperature, and so on. This is a brief glance at our methodology. These are our sensors which will be linked to our ESP8266 module, and then the data transmission and analytics will be done via the Azure architecture. And then we're going to be using fuzzy algorithms and technology to perform our diagnostics. And then finally, we're going to sort medical intervention.
So our solution is basically a 3-module solution, and it has a hardware part for vitals acquiring, a diagnostic tool for the analysis of the disease, and thirdly, a cloud platform for the storage of our data. And basically this is the hardware. These are the three sensors: the accelerometer ADXL 345, the pulse sensor, the temperature sensor, all connected on a PCB to the ESP8266, and it is placed on the ankle of the neonate. Basically it is placed there because it has the dorsal pedal artery there, and it is a prime location for measuring the vitals. And obviously it is on the periphery, so it removes exposure of the neonate from electrical noise. The cloud platform we are using is Microsoft Azure. Basically it has a pay-as-you-go system, so you do not have to worry about paying upfront. And secondly, it obviously has a lot of resources and services that we can utilize. This is the Azure architecture. Here we have our device, and over here we have our user interface, and in between is the Microsoft Azure cloud. And basically our device will be connected to the event hub, and it will be sending messages and events to our event hub. And this will be queried by the Stream Analytics job that we will deploy, and this data that is queried will be sent to the Power BI for visualization and to the table storage for storage. So for the diagnostic, we are obviously using fuzzy logic algorithms, because fuzzy logic is probabilistic and not deterministic. So it does not give an answer in binary, in yes or no, but rather gives a chance of occurrence of a disease. So which is mimicking the thought process of a doctor. And these are our fuzzy logic algorithm. Basically takes these 4 input variables and uses and transmits them into these, transform them into these 5 output variables using a set of permutations. Originally these were 152 permutations, but after consultation with doctors from a U Medical College and a local clinic in Lahore, we boiled them down to these 42 rules, and these are the rules that we will be using. Over here is the screenshot of the MATLAB toolbox that we have used for our fuzzy logic, and here are the rules that we have deployed, and here are the fuzzy logic results. And as you can see, the temperature when it is high, it gives a high chance of hypothermia, and when the heart rate is low, there is a high chance of sleep apnea. Secondly, we come to our business plan. The main business objectives are to tap the market of healthcare as a service. Our consumer base is, our target audience is based on rural health centers, because they can adequately provide healthcare to a neonate, and basically that is the most prevalent place where this neonates are not provided adequate healthcare, and to fill the gap between medical infrastructure and low resource areas, and establish a wide network of clients and consumers. For our key elements in our business, we have to develop a marketing plan, which is based on on-ground campaigns, which will be going to rural health centers ourselves and perform trainings and give aids to the medical staff there on how to use our device. And secondly, social media marketing will also be done. We have to get a good consumer, a powerful distributor on board, and to reduce the supply chain delays, and also have to develop a customer support center where the complaints and claims of the consumers will be handled. These are the sustainability. For sustainability, we have to make our product commercially viable. Basically, this target audience, the rural health centers, have low purchasing power, so we have to make our price, establish account for that in our pricing strategy. And also, we have to make periodic updates in our obviously application so that it stays up to date. We also have to make our device modular, so the consumer can basically decide which vitals he wants to monitor, and that will combine with our pricing strategy. And alongside this, we have to make powerful partnerships, mutually beneficial partnerships, like with e-Pakistan, Rural Health Support, Punjab Rural Health Support Centers, and other NGOs. Secondly,
moving on to the current status quo of this. So there are three main products on the market: the Owlet, the Mimo Baby, and the Exmo Baby. The last two are basically onesies that a child wears, and the first one is a sort of an anklet. But what they're lacking is that none of them holistically measure all the vitals that we are targeting to measure. Moreover, they are not giving any sort of diagnostic capabilities. And then when we compare all of them in this tabular format, the first thing that our eyes are like glance to is that the stark difference between the cost. So the lowest device here is the Mimo Baby, which costs $200. We cannot implement that in developing countries. We cannot, such sort of purchasing power is not even present in developed countries itself. So we sought to make a device which is around $50 or less.
क्या आप थोड़ा सा बता दें प्रैक्टिकल क्या हुआ मेरा ख्याल वैसे भी खत्म हो गया क्या स्टेज है प्रोडक्ट की
So basically from the three models that we had, the hardware, the software and the diagnostics, we've completed the diagnostics and the hardware. We can show you a video right now, and now we're just working on our Azure. We've started on that as well, so that will take around a week around to show it on the Power BI. Otherwise, the coding is done.
ठीक दिखाएं
Sure, it's we had the device here today. It just needs a fast internet connection.
No
the
problem.
software takes some time to run, so we had a video prepared for you.
आप ले आए जल्दी से डिवाइस ले आए माइक
इधर रखते बीच में रखते ताकि सारे
So what I'm just explaining here is that we have the different sensors on our PCB module. We're trying to make it as small as we can, obviously, because we want to fit it in a sort of shoe to be placed on the base of the foot of a baby. So this is our microcontroller. These are our three sensors: temperature sensor, this is our accelerometer, this is our pulse sensor. We can obviously make the design smaller as well as we make it more sophisticated. Over here, I'm just showing it on a simple server and all of these are powered by infrared technology. So as I'm putting my finger here or here or here, it reads the data and then it gives us the reading of the SpO2 level and the temperature and the heart rate. Over here, we can see another example of it. So what's just left is the visualization of this on Power BI.
Have you tested on the babies?
We cannot get clearance to test on the babies because obviously they have to be in an ICU. So what we're trying to do is test the validity of these sensors that we've done on ourselves. We've worn, a Fitbit on one hand and seen whether it's reading the correct temperature, it's reading the correct heart rate. And what we're trying to do is get data from NICUs, which we can test on our fuzzy logic algorithm.
Baby is central to this, so if you haven't tested on any baby, so
basically our algorithm needs to be tested on the baby. So even if we get the data from some other resource and test our algorithm using that data.
And
how do you get this data from the baby using these sensors?
So this will be fitted into a sock. If we could just go back, we made a sock as well.
So this was basically the prototype of
the last thing that you see. This is the black part represents the foot of the baby. So it can just fit into the base, and over here it can just read the data. because they're all IR-based sensors. Contactless.
But one of the questions I would like to ask, like the gentleman is saying, you're doing it and you're touching it by hand, okay? You're putting up a sensor and it reads something. But for a child, you know that even if you're putting it in a sock, and if you're saying you've tested with Fitbit, you have to be next to the skin.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
What is the technology or what material or platform you're using which you can say that it will transmit the data? Because when I wear my Fitbit and if it comes under my shirt, it doesn't read.
That's the safety that we have with these sensors. You do not have to physically touch them. Actually, they work better when there is a film of air between the sensor and the body that it's touching. We even tested it that when we touched it, it would sort of make the readings a little abnormal as well. So it works perfectly fine if there's a cloth placed in between. The product that we showed of the Mimo baby, which was the anklet similar to this, costing around $300, that also has a layer of fabric between, and it uses IR sensors as well. So it's not an issue with these particular IR sensors.
But have you tested? My question is, have you tested that with the cloth?
Yes, we have tested it on ourselves with the cloth.
So, how long it will take to connect this with the cloud? Azure plus BI?
Around a week. We're already working in it.
We have already worked on it, and basically we have already in sort.
So, are you already working with the baby care and with the hospitals or baby care centers?
We are working with particular doctors, but now we're trying to work with go to hospitals themselves and try to get some sort of real-time testing done as well.
So, any of they showed interest to test this product?
The clinic that I went to in Lahore, they said that we actually do need this because this is something very simple and it can replace the burden on our nurses at night and during night shifts. So she said that when you guys do complete it, and obviously people get scared seeing so many sensors and data and everything themselves, and we wanted to see if we could make it smaller as well. So when you do make it and when we show it on a user interface using the Power BI, which is easier to read than reading from the server, people will be much more open to test it out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
जी व्यूअर्स, सिलसिला जारी है कंपटीशन का और कल भी हमारे साथ जो है वो आप रहेंगे और सिलसिला हम इसको इख्तिताम तक पहुंचाएंगे। ज़ाबिर जुलूस से इस्लामाबाद के टीवी स्टूडियो से आप हमें लाइव देख रहे हैं। हमारा URL है edutv.hsc.gov.pk। नेक्स्ट जो पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं उनसे हम पूछेंगे, लेकिन अली काजिम की तरफ चलते हैं और देखते हैं क्या एक्साइटमेंट है उनकी।
Alright, so we have another participant with us. उनसे जानते हैं भाई कि क्या excitement है, क्या preparation है, क्या सोच रखा है, and what's the future. First of all, introduce yourself.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम, नाम ज़ुहैर अब्दुल्ला है। मैं एयर यूनिवर्सिटी से हूँ, इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग कर रहा हूँ और मैं 8th सेमेस्टर में हूँ।
और आपका जो ग्रुप है उसके कितने मेंबर्स हैं, and what's the team name?
हम लोग 3 मेंबर्स हैं। हमारी टीम नेम है टीम एयर ए।
ओके, तो आइडिया के बारे में तो आप जब अंदर जाएंगे तो बात होगी। एक्साइटमेंट है, नर्वसनेस है, या सेल्फ एनालिसिस चल रहा है फिलहाल की तैयारी, कम की, ज़्यादा की, क्या सूरत हाल है?
बिल्कुल एक्साइटेड हूँ बहुत ज़्यादा कि अभी हम जा रहे हैं अपनी यूनिवर्सिटी को रिप्रेजेंट करने, अपनी यूनिवर्सिटी, क्योंकि हम लोग टॉप 5 टीम्स थी अपनी यूनिवर्सिटी की, तो हमारे ऊपर काफ़ी उनको वो कर रहे हैं, डिपेंड कर रहे हैं, हमसे काफ़ी एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि हम अच्छा परफॉर्म करेंगे। तो एक एक्साइटेड भी हूँ और थोड़ा नर्वस भी हूँ कि अभी उनको रिप्रेजेंट भी करना है, तो काफ़ी वो एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं अच्छा परफॉर्म भी करना है, तो इसलिए थोड़ा
लोगों की एक्सपेक्टेशंस का तो आपको काफ़ी आप उसके ऊपर आप फोकस्ड हैं, लेकिन इमेजिन कप आपके लिए कितनी ज़्यादा अहमियत रखता है?
इमेजिन कप मेरे ख्याल से बहुत अहमियत रखता है, बिकॉज हमारा जो प्लान है वो ये था कि हमें ये नहीं था कि हम प्रॉफिट इससे करें, अपने आप को हम प्रॉफिट होगा, या हम ये चाह रहे थे कि किसी तरीके से ह्यूमैनिटी को सर्व कर सकें। बिकॉज जब हमने अपना ये चूज़ किया था आइडिया, तो हमारा ये प्राइम फोकस था कि किसी तरह से भी पाकिस्तान की बेटरमेंट के लिए काम हो सकता है और हम जो है सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स जो हैं उनमें से एक किसी गोल को लेके आगे चल सकें, ताकि पाकिस्तान का भी नाम रोशन हो और हमारे जो लोगों की हालत है इस वक्त जो बहुत गरीब होते जा रहे हैं, मर रहे हैं लोग काफ़ी सारे, उनको किसी तरीके से ऊपर ऊपर लेके आया जाए, उनकी बेहतरी का किया जा सके, तो हमारा प्रोजेक्ट भी इसी पे फोकस्ड है। और हम चाहेंगे कि इमेजिन कप अगर हम जीत जाएं तो उसके ऊपर हमें उसी आइडिया को मिले और पावर होगी और हमारे पास ज़्यादा बेहतर होगा, उसको तरीके से इम्प्लीमेंट करने के सोर्सेज भी होंगे।
वन लास्ट क्वेश्चन, मुझे ये बताइए कि इमेजिन कप आप सेलेक्ट हो जाते हैं, वेल एंड गुड, अगर नहीं होते तो व्हाट्स योर आइडिया, व्हाट्स योर बैकअप प्लान?
इमेजिन कप बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है मेरे ख्याल से, बट हमारा आइडिया हमारे लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट, सबसे ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है। बिकॉज हमने जिस तरह से जो हमारी इंटेंशन है, बिकॉज समटाइम्स यू डोंट ऑलवेज हैव टू बी द बेस्ट उसमें टीम्स के ना, कभी कभी आप सेकंड नंबर पे आके भी आप काफ़ी बेहतर कर सकते हो। ऐसे दुनिया में काफ़ी सारी टीम्स हैं जिन्होंने सेकंड या थर्ड आए पर उन्होंने आगे जाके बहुत ज़बरदस्त प्रूव कर लिया अपने आप को। तो काफ़ी बार आप ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि आप प्रूव कर दो हर बार अपने आप को, बट हम लोग बिल्कुल अपने आइडिया को आगे लेके चलेंगे और हम उस पर पूरा काम करेंगे इंशाल्लाह।
तो आपका ये इरादा है कि आप अपने आइडिया के साथ चलेंगे, उसको स्टार्टअप में लेके चलेंगे? अगर इमेजिन कप से हो जाता है दैट्स वेरी नाइस, अदरवाइज आप उसके लिए उतनी ही तगो-दो मेहनत करते रहेंगे। दैट मीन्स कि आपने आइडिया सिर्फ इमेजिन कप के लिए प्रिपेयर नहीं किया।
बिल्कुल, ये हमारा आइडिया जो है ये तो ऐसे चलता रहेगा। ये इमेजिन कप से ये हमारा फाइनल ईयर प्रोजेक्ट भी है, तो हमारा तो यही है कि हमने इसको लेके चलना है और पाकिस्तान के जितना हम कर सकेंगे काम, जितनी हमारी कैपेसिटी में हम कर सकते हैं हेल्प पाकिस्तान को, हम करेंगे ज़रूर।
ओके, बेस्ट ऑफ लक प्लीज, थैंक यू सो मच। तो ये थे जी हमारे एक और पार्टिसिपेंट जिनके इरादे तो बड़े आलीशान हैं और उन्हें बहुत अच्छा सोच रखा है ह्यूमैनिटी के लिए, पाकिस्तान के लिए। लेट्स सी कि ये जजेस को इम्प्रेस कर पाते हैं या नहीं।
जी व्यूअर्स, आपने देखा कितनी ज्यादा एक्साइटमेंट है स्टूडेंट्स के दरमियान में। और अभी चलते हैं नेक्स्ट पार्टिसिपेंट की तरफ जो कि हैं एयर यूनिवर्सिटी से, और टीम मेंबर्स के नाम भी अनाउंस करती जाऊं। जुहेब, तब्रेज और वकार हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं और इनके प्रोजेक्ट का नाम है IHMS। तो जानते हैं ये क्या है।
This is our project, Interactive Health Monitoring System. My name is Vakar Azhar. This is Zuhair and this is
team Air.
First we will discussing introduction. Then we will be going briefly to motivation, block diagram, approach, progress, programming, budget and timeline, and finally features. Normally health monitoring is done in a passive manner. The devices that exist in Pakistan are passive in nature. Contrary to that, our project is active. It's done in an active manner, which works by taking input from in form of sensors from the user, and also by interacting with the user in form of questions and. Next slide. This is a chart showing that Pakistan is one of the least developed countries. The death rates is the probability of dying between 15 and 60 is very high in Pakistan. These are also some developing countries, but the probability of dying between 15 and 60 in Pakistan is very high. Our system will be able to do an early diagnosis of the diseases that exist. This is the block diagram of our project. The computer they will be using is Raspberry Pi. It works by using sensors and also by in form of human input, in form of voice and touch. And next.
So we've divided our project into three basic approaches. The first approach is to take input from the user. The second approach would be to process the information that's been inputted, and the third would be to make identification of the disease and make predictions and recommendations. So I'll be discussing each of these approaches one by one. In the first approach, we'll be taking input from the user, and we'll be doing it in two ways. First would be in the form of sensors, and the second would be in the form of answers to questions. For the sensors, we'll be using, instead of using conventional ways, we're trying to use a wristband or a smart band and the sensors of our phone to, we're somehow trying to extract the information from these sensors, and we are trying to use that to detect heart rate, body temperature, and blood pressure, and the oximeter, etc. We use these sensors, and we are trying to gain information from these. And for the answers to the question, there will be two ways. One would be through yes/no. The user would be asked a few questions. For example, do you feel pain in chest, because when we're diagnosing a disease, it cannot be done by the senses only. You have to ask, like the doctor asks questions to the patient, so you have to ask similar questions, and for that we'll be asking questions, and the user would have to input in the form of yes or no. So it could be done either by touching yes or no, or it could be done in the form by talking to the device. The device would have voice recognition, which I'll be explaining in the next slide. We had two options for voice recognition. We've decided to go with the offline libraries, which are Pocket Sphinx and PDT-XS. We'll be using these libraries, which would help us to implement the voice recognition in our device. Next. So after we've taken in the input from the user, we'll be processing the data, and we'll be matching the data with the database that we've already made in our device. It will be stored. It is a model that will be matching our data with. After we match the data, we'll be using the data that's been received from these devices for the identification and the prediction of the disease. And if there's a case of emergency, we'll be showing the nearest possible hospitals, centers, all the medical centers available, and our device would also be capable of making a call to the ambulance if it's a really severe case of emergency. So we believe our device would have following applications. First of all, we believe that it is a cheap alternative to regular medical checkup trips, and an alternative to healthcare and monitoring systems. Secondly, we also believe that we could make these devices available in backward and remote areas, because as these places lack medical health centers, so we could just set up our device, and this would be able to provide them with basic health assistance. Thirdly, we've made a simple interface for our device, which would allow most of the people from all areas of life to be able to use this device. They won't have to know anything that most people don't know. So we also believe that installing our device in the hospital wards could replace the initial process, because as we know, when we visit a hospital, you have to go through an initial process where you are made to check your heartbeat, heart rate, blood pressure, and body temperature. So instead of going through that process, which takes a lot of time and people have to wait in line, we could just install this device, a couple of devices, and people could interact with these devices, and they would be made to they would be given their report. And we could also, by installing these devices in the hospital ward, we could also give people the priority for the checkups. Because if a person is facing some issue that needs emergency medical treatment, so we could give that patient priority instead of letting everyone sit in line and waiting, making them wait for the doctor to see the doctor. We could also give the recommendations to people on which doctor they may have to see or they should see for based on their input and the problem that they might be facing. Moreover, we could also install these devices in far away areas or remote areas where soldiers are deployed or armed forces are deployed, because as these areas lack medical centers or medical facilities, so instead of deploying doctors with them, we could set up these devices to those areas or send these devices, and these could provide the basic medical assistance to the soldiers as well. And we believe that this device is highly capable of becoming a common household item, just like the computers, tablets, or smartphones, very soon.
These are some of the features of our device. It has built-in medical database, and basically it consists of two languages at now that time, English and Urdu. And there are two modes of operation. First is voice control, and second is push buttons. And it is portable handheld device. And automatically it allows the users to know at specified time of the day. And this is the flow charts that we have, on the basis of which we have built in medical database in our device, and these are taken from the book of that is a book from the doctor's Harvard school book. And this is the sample of the flow chart that whose output we have shown in the next slide, in that how our device will work.
सर आगे आपने बताइए वो डिवाइस दिखाइए, प्रोटोटाइप है कोई आपके पास?
माइक किधर भेजे?
I think they should bring the devices around.
So basically this is the program that will be showing in the demo. This is how it works. In the video, this is going to ask
डिवाइस नहीं है अभी?
We are still working on it.
नहीं, मैं वैसे पूछ रहा हूँ अभी
अभी
अच्छा। तो कितना टाइम आपको लगेगा इसको सारे को प्रेजेंटेबल फॉर्म में करने के लिए?
अगर हमें जल्दी करना पड़े तो कर सकते हैं। अभी हमारा सेंसर्स का थोड़ा सा रहता है कि हम रिसर्च कर रहे थे, हम चाहते हैं कि नॉन कन्वेंशनल थोड़ा ढूंढा जाए मेथड, उसके लिए रेस्ट पैन वगैरह यूज।
ग्राफिकल यूजर इंटरफेस भी रहता है।
ग्राफिकल यूजर इंटरफेस कर लिया था काफ़ी हद तक, अभी बस ये प्रोग्राम हमें करना है मुझे।
तो कितना रफली फिर भी टाइम?
1-2 वीक्स
और 2 वीक्स में हो जाएगा।
अगर ये आप लोकल मार्केट के लिए कर रहे हैं तो इंग्लिश तो जिन लोगों ने ऑपरेट करना है उनको तो नहीं आती।
बिल्कुल, हम लोग उर्दू का कर रहे हैं, कोशिश कर रहे हैं। उर्दू में मसला ये था कि डिस्प्ले करने में थोड़ा मसला था यूजर इंटरफेस में, पर हम उसके लिए भी काम कर रहे हैं।
कितने सेंसर्स आप फॉर एग्जांपल यू आर गेटिंग टेम्परेचर प्लस
हम स्मार्ट बैंड यूज कर रहे हैं। स्मार्ट बैंड में ऑक्सीमीटर है, ब्लड प्रेशर मॉनिटर है, हार्ट रेट मॉनिटर है। उसके अलावा हमें टेम्परेचर सेंसर चाहिए होगा, उसके अलावा जो हम एक्स्ट्रा एक लगाएंगे। उसकी वजह से ये होगा कि हमारी डिवाइस कॉम्पैक्ट रहेगी और पोर्टेबल रहेगी।
ठीक है, और प्राइसिंग क्या होगी इस आपकी पैकेज की पूरी?
जितना अभी हमारा है एस्टिमेटेड बजट जो हम पहली बार कर रहे हैं वो 30,000 था। उसके जब हम वैसे करना शुरू करेंगे, जब एक बार बन जाएगी उसके बाद हम उसके ढूंढ सकते हैं चीप अल्टरनेटिव के कोई बेहतर चीज़ें ढूंढेंगे, क्योंकि हमने पहली बार तो काफ़ी हमने हिट एंड ट्रायल से काफ़ी चीज़ें ट्राई की और फिर हम कर रहे हैं।
ठीक है,
ठीक है जी,
थैंक यू
थैंक यू थैंक यू।
जी व्यूअर्स, तो आपने देखा कि कितना इंटरेस्टिंग प्रोजेक्ट लेके आए थे हमारे साथ नस्ट यूनिवर्सिटी से स्टूडेंट्स, और यकीनन हमारे गेस्ट ने भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा अप्रिशिएट किया और क्वेश्चंस के साथ साथ उनको काफ़ी उनकी हौसला अफजाई भी हुई है। अभी आपको बताते चलूँ एक सैड न्यूज़, फरीद मलिक साहब जो अगले कुछ घंटों में हमारा साथ नहीं देने वाले। फरीद मलिक साहब, आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, आपने हमारे इवेंट में पार्टिसिपेट किया। जाते जाते आप थोड़ा सा रिव्यू देते जाए आज के इमेजिन कप 2019 के बारे में।
आई थिंक इट्स एज आई ऑलरेडी सेड कि बड़ा ज़बरदस्त प्लेटफॉर्म है और नए नए लड़के और लड़कियां बच्चे आके अपना एक आइडिया दे रहे हैं, दे आर पुटिंग अप एफर्ट। थोड़ी सी जो चीज़ मैं अपने यंगस्टर्स को भी कहूँगा कि आने से पहले अपना जो है वो प्रेप अप थोड़ा सा बेहतर करके आएँ, बिकॉज कंपटीशन बहुत टफ होता है और कंपटीशन में आपको जो आगे ले जाने वाली चीज़ होती है आपकी यूनिकनेस। और एक तो वो चीज़, दूसरी चीज़ ये है कि आपको थोड़ी सी मेंटरशिप मैं रिकमेंड करूँगा कि यूनिवर्सिटीज़ को कि इस तरह के प्लेटफॉर्म्स पे जब आते हैं तो उससे पहले बच्चों को थोड़ी सी मेंटरशिप अच्छी दी जाए, बिकॉज इट्स अ न्यू थिंग फॉर देम। जो इंडस्ट्री के वेटरन्स होते हैं, जो बैठे हुए हैं हम लोगों को पता है कि क्या मार्केट में चीज़ चल रही है और किस तरह है। जो चाहे यंग बच्चा है, जिस तरह अभी लास्ट प्रेजेंटेशन हम देख रहे थे, वो हिट एंड ट्राई बेसिस पे काफ़ी काम कर रहे हैं, एंड वी अंडरस्टैंड दैट दिस इज स्टूडेंट लाइफ में आप यही करते हैं। बट लेकिन थोड़ा सा अगर अपने टीचर्स और अपने फेलो स्टूडेंट्स और अपने जो हैं प्रोफेसर्स से थोड़ी सी इनपुट लें और स्पेशली इंडस्ट्री के साथ इंटरैक्ट करें, उनसे पता चले, उनको फीडबैक जल्दी मिलती है, तो ये जो हिट एंड ट्रायल का मेथड कर रहे हैं वो हिट एंड ट्रायल कम होगा एंड दे विल बी एबल टू गिव अ बेटर प्रोडक्ट इन शॉर्टर पीरियड ऑफ टाइम
इंशाल्लाह। जी फरीद साहब, आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, आपने हमारा साथ दिया इस इवेंट में और आपसे चाहेंगे हम इजाजत। लेकिन व्यूअर्स, सिलसिला अभी जारी है कंपटीशन का और साथ साथ हमारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स और भी ज्यादा यहाँ पे शामिल हैं जो पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं। लेकिन अभी चलते हैं छोटी सी ब्रेक की जानिब। ब्रेक के बाद हम वापस आएंगे, कहीं मत जाइएगा, देखते रहिए हायर एजुकेशन टीवी चैनल।
Imagine Cup is a technology competition that gives an opportunity to students to team up and use their creativity, passion, and knowledge of technology to create new innovative solutions and applications to change the way we live, we work, and play.
We want to take virtual reality to the next level.
We want to change the way we interact with disabled people.
We want to change the way how software quality assurance works.
We want to revolutionize the way people shop.
We want to change the way adventure games are played today.
We want to provide a safer environment for the asthma patient.
We want to change the way we educate our children.
We want to make augmented reality an affordable experience for everyone.
The way we look at our students, we feel that they are the agents of change and they just need the right set of tools to succeed. As a technology company, we want to empower our students and enable them to shape our future.
HEC, besides its many functions, has a key role to help the universities in their research activities, their linkage with the industry, and the proper projection and the propagation of their research work.
We are excited to be a part of the Imagine Cup.
It is a great initiative that will help the national cause of developing a knowledge-based economy.
A new revolution in technology is on the way through, and our contribution will be marked for future generations.
We want to represent Pakistan in the next stage.
We are the architect for the world of tomorrow.
With every passing year, the quality of projects are improving. There is a variation in technology, and our students are getting exposure to global markets.
We have worked hard on our project. Here is hoping it excites the audience. Best of luck, Pakistan. You have a lot of potential.
They told us it would be difficult.
But as you know,
Dream it, build it.
Program will be live broadcasted on Higher Education TV channel with the collaboration of University, HEC and Microsoft.
Imagine Cup is a technology competition that gives an opportunity to students to team up and use their creativity, passion, and knowledge of technology to create new innovative solutions and applications to change the way we live, we work, and play.
We want to take virtual reality to the next level.
We want to change the way we interact with disabled people.
We want to change the way how software quality assurance works.
We want to revolutionize the way people shop.
We want to change the way adventure games are played today. We want to provide a safer environment for the asthma patient.
We want to change the way we educate our children.
We want to make augmented reality an affordable experience for everyone.
The way we look at our students, we feel that they are the agents of change and they just need the right set of tools to succeed. As a technology company, we want to empower our students and enable